Hey, shalom everyone. This is Amir Tsarfati. I'm live from right at the foothills of the mountains of Jerusalem. Behind me is Latrun, which is according to tradition, where the good thief that was crucified next to Jesus came from. Very, very important update on something that if you're not following me on Telegram, you probably never heard of, and I'm talking about a very significant agreement that has been signed just couple hours ago in Beijing between Iran and Saudi Arabia. It's a big thing, and you all need to hear about that. And it has a great, deeper meaning. Let me wait for some of you to connect, and then we'll begin again. If you're not following me on Telegram, you probably never heard that right now in Beijing, the Secretary of the Council of Security Council of Iran, Ali Samkhani, just signed a deal with or an agreement with the Saudi Foreign Minister, which is to renew the bilateral relations between Iran and Saudi Arabia, based on a previous agreement that they already had, but later on they closed their embassies due to Saudi execution of Shiite clerics that the Iranians were very angry about. Now, why is it such a big blow? Mostly to America, but also to Israel. Part of the agreement is that both countries will, I would say, they will respect each other's sovereignty, which means that, and I'm sure that somewhere it is buried in all the different points, that Saudi Arabia will not allow any attack on Iran to come from its own airspace, which is making Azerbaijan one of the only options for Israel to operate if we want to strike on the Iranian nuclear sites. The second thing is this. Why is it such a big blow? After 2019, when there was an Iranian attack on Aramco, Saudi Arabia's largest oil company, Iranian drone attack, and the very weak U.S. response, the Saudis realized that Iran is bigger, stronger, and more dangerous, not just generally, but to them personally. And unless they have assurances from America, they will not be able to trust America anymore as an ally, and they will have to actually, somehow reach an agreement with Iran. And Iran needs that agreement because Iran wants to neutralize Saudi Arabia from becoming too friendly with Israel and with America. Now, also, I want to tell you, folks, that this report comes literally less than a day after we had the Wall Street Journal reporting that Saudi Arabia is willing to have peace with Israel on two major terms. One, and nothing has to do with Israel, by the way. It's funny. They don't even demand anything from Israel. One is that America will guarantee Saudi's security by at least somehow giving Saudi Arabia a status in NATO, not membership, but a status just like Israel, just like Qatar and Jordan. But the other thing is, Saudi Arabia wants America to assist them in building nuclear reactors for civilian use. Now, another problem that America has is that this agreement between the Saudis and the Iranians is an agreement that is mediated by the Chinese. China is now a mediator, an international mediator. China is slowly taking the role of the United States. That's one of the biggest blows to the Biden administration right now. Now, the Biden administration is accusing the Saudi regime for violating human rights. But by doing such, and by alienating himself from the Mohammed bin Salman and others, basically the Saudis were running towards the open arms of the Iranians and the Chinese. Now, listen, make no mistake, biblically, the Saudis should be on our side, not on the Iranian side. They should criticize the Iranian or the attack on Israel in Ezekiel war. However, you also need to understand that this agreement with Iran is basically to raise elevate the pressure on the Americans to agree to what the Saudis demand when it comes to the nuclear program and when it comes to some sort of guarantee for its security by NATO, some sort of a status in NATO. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a big thing. China is proving itself to be very active in the Middle East right now. The Americans somehow, at least the Biden administration, is losing big time, and Israel's window of opportunity to attack in Iran is smaller, and Israel's way to attack in Iran is limited now. All of this is very big. These are big news. You can follow me on Telegram for more information about this. But again, the Chinese flag is now in between the Iranian and the Saudi flags in Beijing as China mediates a restoration of the bilateral relations between the Saudis and the Iranians. And again, the troubling part of this agreement is the fact that Israel will probably not be allowed to use Saudi airspace if we want to strike in Iran. I'll give you more updates, more on this development, more on stuff that is going on. Follow me, please, on Telegram if you are not doing so yet. There's so much is happening, and I cannot and will not be able to do all on video. So download Telegram Messenger, find Amir Tsarfati. I've got over 320,000 subscribers, and join. It's free and it's news around the clock. All right? Thank you. God bless you. And I'll talk to you more when there's new things to report. God bless. Bye-bye.